still rock the world. Argumentative, hypothetical dream girl. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. She said a lot of big, that's a big word for Elmo.
Abby and Kat were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
Welcome to Swiftlore Podcast, where we dive in the lyrics and lore of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
Absolutely, that's why we're here.
I'm Kat.
I'm Abby.
Here we are.
My hair's wet.
Mine is not. We both showered today. Big wins on Swiftlore.
Big wins. Yay.
We deserve it.
We do.
We're at a place in our life where showering needs a round of applause. And that's why today, luckily, Patreon voted for us to do the 20-something vibes episode, which means I will be covering New Romantics.
And I'm covering Hits Different.
So it's going to be... we're here.
We're here. I'm wearing my Shop Finer Fine shirt that says Argumentative Antithetical Dream Girl.
And I'm wearing a sweater my mom got me for Christmas.
Very New Romantics of you.
Listen.
Joe keeps announcing new track titles.
Yes.
I have claimed the one called Egg.
Yes, because Abby has been Egby in my phone for the past 15 years.
It's very exciting for all of you Joe stands out there. I know that you're all equally excited as we are.
Yes, listen, it's a tough month, but at least Joe Keery is here.
Retweet.
And Orla Gartland announced her tour.
Yes.
We are probably going to go to the Toronto show.
Yeah.
Actually, when you're listening to this, we will have already hopefully gotten tickets.
Hopefully.
And if not, then we'll cut this.
But like, I'm excited. We did get to see her once and we were front row and that's very cool. Mm-hmm. I hope we get to see her again, but we'll see.
We'll see. We did already book an Airbnb.
We did kind of do that. We're
manifesting. We can cancel it if we don't get the tickets, but I think we'll get the tickets because I believe in us.
Yeah. So anyway, 20-something vibes.
20-something vibes.
Right?
I feel like I should go first.
Yeah, you do that. Queen.
New Romantics. Should probably take my notes out, huh? This is track 16 on both the 1989 deluxe stolen version. Why did I open Spotify?
I don't know.
And 1989 Taylor's version. The song was written by Taylor, Max Martin, and Shellback. And the stolen version was produced by Max Martin and Shellback. And then the Taylor's version was produced by Taylor and Christopher Rowe or Rao.
For over a year
we
now,
always don't know how to pronounce that.
We've questioned.
This was the 7th and final single off of 1989. The music video for this song is like little 1989 world tour footage. It's a fun little video. I mean, it's not really about the song at all, but it's kind of like I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, where I feel like every album, her last single, not every album, but a lot of them has been like tour wrap-up video. Generally, critics really liked this song. A lot of them were like, why is this not on the main album? This is an incredible song.
Yeah, I didn't know this wasn't on the main album.
Yeah, no, this is the last song on the deluxe.
Wow.
So the deluxe tracks were You're in Love, You Are in Love, Wonderland, and New Romantics.
Those are some banger deluxe tracks.
I know, right?
Wow. That's like leaving right where you left me off of Evermore.
I know. This quote from Rob Sheffield of Rolling Stone, like, killed me. Says, I have no idea why she left a song this urgent and glittery and perfect off of her album, ... But geniuses are weird. Rob! That's so real. Geniuses are weird. Like, she just be doing shit.
After Rob put This Love in his top 3 of
he's redeemed himself.
He has. That's amazing.
Because he said this was like his favorite song of the year. Or his like second favorite song of 2014 was New Romantics.
Then why did he say This Love, How You Get the Girl? And
listen,
maybe I don't remember what I said 2 weeks ago.
Maybe he like
That's true. He thought about it. He said, actually, this one is urgent.
Or maybe I'm confusing critics, and maybe somebody else said that.
I think
maybe it was Rolling Stone as a whole.
This is my new canon. I want Rob Sheffield to frequently change his mind and be right about it.
That's true.
That's what I want from him.
If you always change your mind, you're right occasionally at least. This song, in terms of performances, it was on the 1989 World Tour set list. It was the second song on the set, so it was Welcome to New York and the New Romantics. Like, bam, bam, bam.
All
what a way to
right.
start things off.
I mean, I'm here for it, personally.
And this was also a surprise song thrice on the Eras Tour. The first time was, of course, when she announced 1989 Taylor's version in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on August 9th, 2023. And everybody had predicted that this was how she's going to announce it because there was only one song left from 1989. And then she faked us out with Rep TV for them. That's fine. But yeah, so she did her little...
And it was also 8/9, right? August 9th.
Yeah. Yeah. It was iconic.
Yeah.
I was in California. I wasn't there. But that's when me and Brienne were on our road trip. So it was a very exciting time. This was also a surprise song on May 19th, 2024 in Stockholm, mashed up with Message in a Bottle and How You Get the Girl on guitar.
Cute.
And
Pop Central.
the final night of the Eras Tour, this song was mashed up with A Place in This World on guitar.
Wow. That's powerful.
It really is. And I'm like, girl, how do you love this song so much? And you made it the last track on the deluxe version.
I don't know.
I wonder if it was like an intentional, like only the real fans will get to listen to the song and it's a fucking bop.
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. If we ever were to interview Taylor Swift, I think I'd ask her that.
I forgot to write any personal connections in my notes.
Well, I have one. This is our ex's favorite song by Taylor Swift.
Wait, you told me that before.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense. Heartbreak is the national anthem. Just kidding. He's like happy now.
Oh, yeah.
And we're here. Sorry, not that we're not happy in some ways. Overall, the song is just about the chaos and magic of being a 20-something. And a bop is a bop.
It is.
We're all bored. We're all so tired of everything.
True.
The burnout manifesting as boredom idea is the first thing that I think of when I hear this line, because it's like when you're really burnt out, you cannot like fathom doing anything, and then you're just so bored because you're like, I cannot sit on the couch and watch TV again. But then you're like, the thought of doing anything makes me want to die, so I'm gonna not do that.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep laying on the couch. But then you're so bored of everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you kind of like start hitting adulthood, like 22, 23, and you're like graduating from college, or like all your friends are, and you have like your grown-up job and you're moving out on your own or like with roommates or whatever, and you have that like existentialism kind of breakdown where you're like, oh my God, like I have real responsibilities and like things matter and I can't just like be a silly guy. Like
Right.
now I have to be a silly woman.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely like a loss of the freedom that you had when you were 17.
Yeah,
Now
or
you're
even
just
when
like-
you were 20, you're like, for me, when I think about college, I'm like, wow, I had so much free time and I did fucking nothing with it.
But you weren't bored.
I wasn't bored. That's fair enough. We wait for trains that just aren't coming. Taylor mentions trains in quite a few of her songs. I looked on Taylor Swift and X, and of course trains. The only one where she mentioned trains before this song was Sad, Beautiful, Tragic, which I think is interesting. And then after this, Champagne Problems, Cardigan, The Archer. Like, trains do not have a good rap in her, except for like Last Great American Dynasty and this song are the only two kind of like upbeat sort of train vibes. But I just think it's interesting that like the songs after this pretty much are just a downhill slope.
You know what's also kind of wild about this line, and we didn't plan this when we chose this theme, like waiting
The
for a
bus.
bus that
Yes.
never shows.
Genius pointed that out, and then I didn't write it down.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my goodness.
A connection. Okay, and now here's my note that I just nonsensed before. I also think something about being in your early 20s that we don't talk about as often is that kind of the time when like your childhood ideas of what it's like to be an adult are challenged and dismantled. So like, you know, life is waiting for a train and one just magically shows up. But in reality, the train isn't coming unless you go to the right station. So you have to learn how to navigate to the right places for the trains. Otherwise, the train's not just going to magically show up and be the right train.
Yeah, there's a quote. I have it literally saved in my phone, and I will take 30 seconds to find it.
You will, because I took 30 seconds to try to figure out what that was. Like, it was a good note when I read it. And I was like, I remember this. No, I don't.
Oh my gosh. Just because I think about this quote a lot. Watch, I find it, and it's like not even what I think it's right. So there's this quote, I guess it's by Charles Bukowski, that says, I was waiting for something extraordinary to happen, but as the years wasted on, nothing ever did unless I caused it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that day of like, you wait for a train that's just not coming, because that's just not like how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go to the train. The train does not come to you. It's very set. They have
Right.
tracks. It's a whole thing.
Right.
We show off our different Scarlet Letters. Of course, like the Scarlet Letter is the Nathaniel Hawthorne romantic era book that is about a woman who commits adultery, and that's what the A is for. And it was, spoiler for the Scarlet Letter, she slept with like the priest at her New England town. I can't remember exactly. I read it in 11th grade. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
But
What was the other song with the Scarlet Letter in it? I know we've talked about it before.
Love Story. You were a Scarlet Letter.
I love my encyclopedia.
That's me. But so yeah, in the Scarlet Letter, basically she gets pregnant and her husband is not like colony side with her. So they're like, obviously you committed adultery. So her punishment is that she has to wear a red A on her clothes for the rest of her life. And eventually like she becomes a pillar of the community, and like people start respecting her because she's like a good neighbor, and like she helps out other people, and she's very charitable and all this stuff. So like it becomes a sign of a good thing. But that's usually not what people are referencing when they're referencing the Scarlet Letter. They're just referencing like a visible show of something that you've done wrong that you feel immense guilt for and also immense shame. So it's like we're showing off our different Scarlet Letters. Like they're, you know, carrying your baggage into a new relationship or friendship, way of living. But people are like showing it off because trust me, mine is better. The trauma Olympics of it all, where you're like, I'm having such a bad day. And then someone's just like, yeah, well, at least you aren't an orphan in Africa. And you're like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess. But like kind of fucked up of you to say that about them. Because like, you know that people who are in worse positions, there's always somebody who has it worse.
Yes. I tell that to people all the time, where it's like, there's always going to be a quote unquote worse situation, but like pain is pain.
Exactly. And pain demands to be felt. I can't remember what that's from.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's from, it's the John Green quote. It's The Fault in Our Stars. It's The Fault in Our Stars.
Okay. I won't Google it.
I always get Fault in Our Stars and Looking for Alaska, just like which quotes that resonate with me from which book.
Valid.
They both came out around the same time.
True.
It felt like.
They were both like the John Green explosion of like 2014.
Oh, yeah. You just had to be there.
Had to be there. Oh my God. I made a vlog talking about why John Green was so great.
I know. And then we sang a song. Well, you sang a song.
That was I made 2 separate videos about how much I love John Green. I'm so normal about things, clearly. My Taylor Swift shrine in my apartment. I had someone over to my apartment for the first time, and I was like, I'm not crazy. It's a podcast set. I promise. Like, do I own all of this? Yes. But one of the posters I got for free.
So it's fine.
So the song, we're so young, but we're on the road to ruin. Damn. Okay. Growing up is realizing that every adult is ruined in one way or another, and knowing that makes you realize that you're on the road to ruin too, because it's unavoidable. You can't live a life free from mistakes, so why try?
Are you okay?
No.
Wow.
I told you I was going to make New Romantics dark, and you said, haha, and I said, I'm serious.
I did not say haha.
You implied haha.
All right.
We play dumb, but we know exactly what we're doing. When you are young, they assume you know nothing. But also, like, I didn't write this in my notes, but that idea of, like, when you kind of take advantage of somebody because they underestimate you, so then you can, like, school them on something. I think of what's popping in my mind is, like, every TV show ever where, like, people pretend like they're bad at pool, and then they, like, turn it around and, like, bet for money, and then they win and sweep it and get all the money and run away. Like, that kind of idea of, like, we're young, but, like, we play dumb, but, like, we know what we're doing. We're just doing that because then you'll underestimate us.
There's also the idea of just, like, they know that they are playing dumb. Like, we know that we're doing that in order to just not worry about things right now.
That's true.
I just watched My Old Ass with Aubrey Plaza, that movie.
I have not seen that.
Okay. Well, it has a lot to do with, like, being young and reckless and dumb, but also it hurts a lot. So I'm just letting you guys know that I really liked this movie, and also it hurts a lot.
Noted.
Yeah.
I will not watch it right now.
Yeah, not
Put
right
it
now.
on the list for later.
Definitely not right now.
Not the moment. Because we cried tears of mascara in the bathroom. I love this, like, little detail because she's not just crying. She's somewhere where she's like dressed up. She's got her makeup done. She's wearing mascara and she's in the bathroom hiding the fact that she's crying. So like she's at a party, you know, weeping in a bathroom. Some actress asking me what happened to you.
That's what happened.
You. Bam, bam, bam. Soulja Boy, tell him.
Gay icon, Soulja Boy.
What?
I know that for a meme, I edited Soulja Boy, but like as an ally, but I don't know why. I don't remember.
I have no recollection. Are you sure that wasn't a dream?
No, I'm not sure.
That does seem like something you would dream.
It also seems like something we would joke about, Kat.
It does seem no. I'm jealous of that because I dreamt last night that like Spear could talk to me, but she wasn't nice. So like, it was like you dreamt of Soulja Boy, of making a meme of Soulja Boy being an ally was a compliment.
So sorry, just like that being your dream is killing me right now.
She could talk to me and she didn't want to.
She was not nice.
Also, right where you left me,
mm-hmm.
I could feel the mascara run. Told me that you met someone. And in that one, like, she's a little bit older. She's, like, not hiding her emotions away. Like, in this, we cried tears with mascara in the bathroom. Like, she's hiding to express this because you got to play dumb. You have to play like you're unbothered. You have to pretend like you're bored and you're tired of everything. So, like, you can't have that intense emotion. Honey, life is just a classroom. I remember when I was younger, anytime that I would be, like, upset about girls being, like, catty or mean or whatever, my mom would just be like, it never goes away. Like, it sucks. And this is, like, the worst it'll be, but, like, it'll just... Mean girls don't go away. They just change form. It's basically, like, she would tell me that all the time when I was a kid. And now I'm like, damn it, Mom. Why couldn't you be wrong about something for once?
Did you pull a me just then?
I kind of did. I just love the sounds of these ahs. Not the sound I made, but the sound of the actual song.
Those ahs,
they really hit.
they slap.
Like, they're so nasally, and I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when she's singing that, if you, like, pinched her nose, there would be no sound coming out.
I love them.
Me too. And now the chorus. Because, baby, I could build a castle out of all the bricks they threw at me. Ugh. Banger. Like, just, like, this is one of my favorite. There's a lot of lines to this song that I forget how much I love them. And then I'm just like, damn, I think about this line all the time.
Yep.
Like, if she wanted to, she could use all of the hate that they've... Oh, I thought it says spewed. That's what I wrote. But for a second, I thought it said spawed. And then I was like, what the fuck is that? Nope. I read it right. I just can't read it. So, like, they've spewed all this hate at her. And she has turned that around and built an empire. She's now Taylor Swift TM. Like, you cannot destroy Taylor Swift TM.
Right. She
built herself a castle, like a fortress that could keep everybody out.
It's so sad that later in the
castle
vault
crumbled.
track. Yeah.
Oh.
Is that the vault track? No, that was the vault track for...
Castle crumbled overnight is called what you want.
No, I was thinking of Castles Crumbling.
That was a Speak Now.
Oh my goodness. There's too many songs.
Taylor, don't stop releasing songs, but maybe...
But anyway, my point being, she built a castle, but sometimes castles crumble.
That's true. But then she can just rebuild it because they're going to keep throwing bricks.
That's true.
And then Brick by Boring Brick, that's a Paramore song.
And
Tied
who
it back together.
features on Castles Crumbling?
Haley Williams of
Whoa.
Paramore.
All right.
Okay. Every day is like a battle, but every night with us is like a dream. 9 to 5 life be like. That's the only note I have for that line. I mean, it's just every day is a battle. God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldier, to his bravest soldiers, and that's me with a 9 to 5.
And then every night is dreams of ally Soulja Boy and mean dogs.
Maybe tonight Spirit will be nice to me in my dreams.
It's because she's so nice to you in real life.
In my dreams, you're touching my face. Baby, we're the New Romantics. Wikipedia mentioned that New Romantics could be a reference to new wave sound from like the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I know it was 80s, but I can't remember which other decade it was in. And I think like connecting that of like the sound of the new wave with the idea of like romantic era. We talked about it a couple weeks ago with the lakes, but romantic literature, one of the pillars of it was romanticizing the present, self-expression, connection to nature. You know, the nature connection kind of lacking from the song, but the like self-expression and like romanticizing the present is exactly what the song is doing. And that's kind of like all of 1989 is just like being in the moment right now and talking about what you're feeling is like all of Taylor's brand. So I think that she's very much inspired by romantic literature in this way. So it's like she's a new romantic because, you know, obviously she's not writing like Mary Shelley or Wordsworth or whatever, but at least not on this album. But she still has the ideas and the ideals from romanticism. So she's creating a new version of romanticism, and so she's a new romantic. I don't really have a note for the come on, come along with me. It's just like, yeah, you can also become a romantic.
And you would be there too.
Thanks.
It makes me think of last week when you talked about like playing pretend and romanticizing the early like poets, torture poet sort of situation, how this is just like, no, let's make our own thing.
Yeah, we're the new romantics. Like we can reinvent the wheel.
Right.
We'll combine all these past influences and we'll make something new and iconic. Heartbreak is the national anthem. We sing it proudly.
Heck yeah, we do.
Being young and dumb means that you're going to get hurt. And instead of shying away from it, she's leaning in. And that's my goal for 2025 is lean in. She's leaning in. We're too busy dancing to get knocked off our feet. Iconic line. This whole chorus, I'm just like banger after banger.
It's true. This song is actually very excellent.
Like you can't get knocked off your feet. If you're a moving target, you're harder to hit. And like if you're, you know, dancing through life, life is more painless when you're brainless.
So true.
And also like the bad things in life can't knock you off your feet if you're like, I acknowledge that this is a bad thing. However, I'm going to romanticize the fuck out of it until it's a good thing. So you just got to dance along to the heartbreak anthems. Baby, we're the new romantics. The best people in life are free. Obviously, the actual phrase is the best things in life are free, but she's saying like the best people are free. So the best people are the ones who don't want like money or clout or any other value besides just like being with you as a person. Yeah.
But I think also it could mean like free as in freedom. Like the best people in life are free. After having had their
that makes so much sense
heartbroken.
Because like once you acknowledge the fact that like life, like having things that you love means that you will eventually have to grieve them, and like once you kind of acknowledge that, then you're free in a way.
Right.
I mean, accepting it, whole nother thing, but that's where I'm at, and we're all here.
Oh, that's why we're here.
We're all here. I love the like her starting the second verse with that because like we're all here, like I think that when you're younger there's a lot more universal experiences, and kind of as you get older the number of universal experiences kind of thin out because people go on such different paths in their lives. But like being happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time when you're in your early 20s, everybody knows. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days.
You already know, babe.
The lights and noise are blinding. So this is the last song off of the original 1989. And obviously, Welcome to New York. The lights are so bright, but they never blind me. Clearly they do. And she just was pretending like they don't.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. And she did. But now she's acknowledging like, yeah, the lights and noise are blinding. And it makes me think like, is it that on Welcome to New York, she was pretending that they weren't bothering her? Or is it that she was just not in places that were bright enough to bother her yet? Like she was still kind of pushing forward, and the further that you push like into new territory, the more uncomfortable it gets, the brighter the lights are. So it's like now the lights and noise are blinding because I'm in this whole new scenario and everything is new and I'm like raw and fresh and uncomfortable. You know, being overstimulated, it'll make any light and any noise too blinding.
So true.
I also like the noise is blinding. It really, you know when you get overwhelmed, you're like, I can't see, I have to turn off the radio.
Yeah.
So, she's just like that. Just like me for real. We hang back. It's all in the timing. Like, I think part of being in your 20s that now people talk about it more, but I feel like I don't remember hearing stuff about it like growing up, is that when you're in your 20s, like you're just building your future. You don't need to have anything figured out. Like you just kind of have to have a vibe and kind of push forward on the vibe and hope for the best.
Right.
And like, so you hang back because it's all the timing. You're just building stuff up and trying to figure out what track you're going to, what train you're going to get on.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just kind of living in the current moment until you can push forward. It's poker. He can't see it in my face, but I'm about to play my ace. She's good at hiding what she's doing, good at playing the game of being helpless or losing because she's hung back, waiting for the right time. It's all in the timing. And now she's ready to play her ace and get the jackpot because she hung back and waited for the right time.
Mm-hmm. Can I do the AI?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not the end of this verse.
Darn. I was so ready.
You can do it again when we get there. Okay. We need love, but all we want is danger.
Mm-hmm.
Banger of a line, once again. It reminds me of Graveyard by Halsey in the line, it's funny how the warning signs can feel like they're butterflies. Like this idea that being in love is supposed to always be like exciting and exhilarating and keep you on the edge of your seat, but like really that's not sustainable and like not really healthy in a long-term relationship. Like it can't be exciting all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's exciting all the time, then like what do you mean?
Right.
Like it can't be big exciting all the time. Like you can't be in danger. Also, don't do that. Great advice from Kat. We team up and switch sides like a record changer. So a record changer is like a fancy record player that will flip over the record when it finishes, and then it can also like switch out the records.
That's for rich people.
That is for rich people. But also like, you know, when records were the only thing that people listened to, it was more common obviously than now.
Yeah, that's true. That's the one downside of records for me, is having to switch them every like 15, 20 minutes.
Same. I do use it as like a Pomodoro method for ADHD of like, okay, I will work while the record is going, and then I'll take a little break when I have to flip it.
That's smart.
It works sometimes. Depends on what I'm doing. Because sometimes also I'll be like, I try to do it when I'm writing sometimes, and then I'll just write in silence for a while because I'm like, I can't stop.
In the zone.
But also, so like, you know, they're switching sides like a record changer. Like everybody gets their like kind of moment, their side in the spotlight. But every side eventually will get put down and switched out and like put on the back burner.
Yeah, I don't know if you already said this because I dissociated just a little bit.
Un poco.
Just a little bit. But I'm also thinking about how people in their 20s can figure out who they are by just like switching sides, by constantly being like, yep, I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm this person, I'm that person.
Yeah.
I'm with
like,
you, I'm with them.
Trying to figure out what you are by trying out different identities.
Yeah, yeah.
The rumors are terrible and cruel, but honey, most of them are true. I love this line. Like, yeah, it's mean, but like, is it wrong? No.
Oh! I was too busy thinking about the line.
You could say you know about the line before you do the Oz.
No, because I was thinking about like my song, how it's a lot of poking fun about rumors that people say about her, and her basically be like, yeah, it's kind of true. I am kind of like that. But anyway. Thanks.
And that's Abby as AI reading a bunch of A's in a row. Round of applause, everyone.
Wow, she's really good. Like, I think I'm pretty good at it.
You are really good at it. Okay. The chorus is the same, and then the post-chorus just has, so come on, come along with me, the best people in life are free again. And then the bridge, according to Genius, I didn't write down what their source was, but there is a initial version of the lyrics of the bridge that got changed, which I think is good because this is a lot of words, but you're gonna like these. Okay.
Oh.
So take my hand and we'll both stand inside a burning building. I could be the anti-hero. You could be my perfect villain. We'll go around chasing storms, leave me cold, then keep me warm, fall in love, then go away. That's what new romance is for.
Huh.
It's like, I see why she workshopped it, but like it's still a banger.
It's still a banger. It doesn't need to be in the song.
It doesn't.
But I like how she says anti-hero.
I know, it was in her head.
Cool.
Anti-hero, you could be my perfect villain.
Yeah. Interesting.
Now for the actual bridge. please take my hand and please take me dancing and please leave me stranded. It's so romantic. First of all, slay.
It's very simple. It's a very simple.
It's very simple, but it's so good. Like
Yeah.
the idea of going out dancing and then leaving her isn't romantic.
Dropped your hand while dancing.
How dare you say it's romantic, leaving me safe and stranded?
Mm-hmm.
But it is romantic in the literature sense, because another part of romantic literature was isolation of the artist or narrator. Like if you think about American romanticism as like Edgar Allan Poe kind of era, and like, you know, obviously Edgar Allan Poe's vibe and Taylor Swift's vibe, a little bit different, but romantic, like all of his narrators are just like talking about how they've gone crazy alone. Like that's a big theme in his stuff. So that's a big theme in romantic literature is like isolation. Another example is The Last Man by Mary Shelley, which is about, I should know this because I was supposed to read it in college, but I didn't.
Keyword supposed.
But it's, listen, I didn't like Frankenstein. Why the fuck would I like her other book? I like Mary Shelley as a person. Her vibe, very cool.
Part of English classes is saying that you read the book.
Exactly. The key is being able to actually read the book, but choosing not to. Anyways, I love Taylor, and that's my last note.
Wow.
So my discussion question is, what would be your heartbreak national anthem? And I wrote one down for myself. I'm like, okay, one Taylor one and then one non-Taylor one.
Ooh, like a song.
Like a song that like you're like, this is my heartbreak national anthem.
Oh,
So I think like, do you want me to read you mine?
yeah.
So for Taylor, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. I feel it's very anthemic. It's very much like if that played at a sports game, I'm up, hands over my heart, hat off. I'm crying.
Yeah, yeah. You got, it's all the things.
It's all the things. And for non-Taylor, I chose Lonely Is the Muse by Halsey because that song is incredible.
Yeah, that's good. Good stuff. Yeah, I can't think of it right now.
That's fair.
I won't make you guys
I
sit
did
here.
my work ahead of time.
I'll think on it though, because I'm sure I have it in playlist somewhere.
Yeah. But tell us your heartbreak anthems, like, because also the last time I went through a big breakup, I made 2 playlists. One was called Sad Bitch and one was called Bad Bitch.
I remember this.
And I almost exclusively listened to the Bad Bitch playlist.
Right, and I always listen. You sent me the sad one.
I feel like I sent you both.
You sent me both, but I listened to the sad one because that's where I am. That's what I do.
Every bad bitch needs their sad bitch. And every sad bitch needs...
No, that describes
the other
us
day,
too well.
The other day, Abby texted me. It was saying like she was just like sad, and I was like, "You want to listen to Sparks Fly?"
Okay. But that's from the lore.
That is the lore.
The lore is basically years and years ago. We were probably 14, 15.
Yeah.
And I was so sad. And Kat was like, let's listen to Sparks Fly. And I'll never forget listening to that song and being like, I have never related to anything less. I was so sad. Oh my goodness. Anyway, get yourself a friend that'll play you Sparks Fly for the bit. Oh, that was good.
All right. Well, that's it. That I made it a little too deep, but you know, that's it.
I don't think so. I think that song is great and perfect and deep. It's all the things. It's different. Oh, I love this song.
It's so good.
This song rocks.
I was telling Abby that right before she came over, I took Spear out. I gotta say it quiet so she can't hear. And I was listening to the...
She's gonna whisper it in your dream tonight. How dare you?
How dare you say it?
Sorry, I'm not over that.
Listening through mine, clearly. But I was listening to the Hits Different and Death by a Thousand Cuts mashup for the Eras tour. And
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Which I don't think I've listened to, but it's in my head. You know, like I feel it in my bones already.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Hits Different is the 14th, simultaneously the 14th, the 21st, and the Who Knows track of Midnights because of how many freaking editions there are of Midnights. Bless. You know I'm a Midnights girly.
Yeah.
You guys know that. But it was like originally only on the Target edition, like the lavender edition.
Yeah.
And you could only get it through that, so I didn't hear it for a long time.
I feel like I played it for you in the car.
There was a bootleg version somewhere.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I listened to.
Oh, yeah. There was a Spotify podcast, quote unquote.
Yeah. And I listened to
that
it,
too.
and I didn't, like, I listened to it once, and then I think I felt so guilty about bootlegging it that I just, like, didn't appreciate it, right? So then I didn't listen to it until it came out streaming on the Till Dawn. I want to say it's the Till Dawn one. 7 months after the album originally came out. 7 months.
Cray.
So I had already become well acquainted with Midnights. And then Hits Different came in and I was like, well,
Now it hits different.
now it hits different, for real. So anyway, that's the lore of me listening to Hits Different. This song is labeled as bubblegum pop and disco.
Okay.
Yep. It's written by, I'm now coining the trio name Swiftlore.
You can have that coin. That's your coin.
Because it was written and produced
Swiftlore.
by Taylor, Jack, and Aaron.
It's kind of giving Hasselhoff.
Don't bring him into this. Swiftlore.
Swiftlore.
So I don't know how many other songs are written and produced by the three of them.
I don't know.
Because I think it's...
I think they know they're too powerful.
They're so powerful for this.
They're like, you know what? We can only do one every once in a while. They had to like make a deal with the universe of like, okay, we'll limit it.
That's
and
true.
we won't put it on streaming for 7 months. We'll make it weird.
Don't be weird about it. Then they
I'm
dropped
gonna be
it.
so weird about it.
It was performed live for the first time as a surprise song on the Eras Tour, June 4th, 2023 in Chicago. When I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. That's a Joe lyric reference. And then there was the mashup of Hits Different and Death by a Thousand Cuts on June 21st. June 21st in London. Both were in June. Interesting.
Well, one was in 2024.
Well, I know, but that's why I got confused. But both were performed in June, but a year apart. It was also performed in New Orleans. I didn't write down the date, but it was the day that Sabrina Carpenter also came on and sang Espresso and Please, Please, Please.
Damn.
So like no one's going to remember the mashup of this and Welcome to New York.
Why did she play Welcome to New York?
It was Welcome to New York mashup with Hits Different.
But she was in New Orleans.
I know. It's also, I think I'm right. I looked up specifically, it was this website.
No. I know that you're right. It's just I'm questioning Taylor, not you.
No, it's confusing, right?
It is confusing.
It's confusing, but Sabrina came on and sometimes that confuses me too.
I remember I have me and Spears live reaction to
That was so
Sabrina
funny.
because I was taking a video of Spear watching the Eras Tour surprise songs with me, and then Taylor started being like, and my guest, and I was like, what?
Wild. And that was with like, Is It Over Now, Espresso, and Please, Please, Please.
What a time to be alive.
Incredible. That hadn't happened when we covered Is It Over Now, so I'm mentioning it now.
Yeah, well, nothing had happened when we covered Is It Over Now. We covered it.
We covered it the day after
The day after it came out.
That's so wild. Taylor once commented on a TikTok that this song, Hits Different, has one of her favorite bridges. I want to know if, on Midnights?
No, she said, so I just listened to Hits Different, Death by a Thousand Cuts mashup, and she said she mashed them up because it's two of her favorite bridges that she's ever written.
That's so interesting. I mean, I like this bridge a lot. It's a bop, don't get me wrong.
I think that it's because, it's very witty.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about the bridge when we get to it, but I just thought that was a really interesting comment because she's known for bridges,
Mm-hmm.
Our boy Jason Lipschutz, he's back. So he said that the song had shimmering guitar and fizzy emotion that created a sense of wanderlust.
You know what? He's right.
He's right.
Fizzy emotion? Fuck yeah, Jason.
Jason, we love you.
Write more stuff.
We support you. We support you coming on the pod.
Please, Jason.
That reminds me of how on the Office Ladies podcast, which I listen to while I'm cooking dinner. I don't know. It's like a weird thing where when I'm cooking dinner, I have to listen to this podcast. Neurodivergence, am I right? On the Office Ladies podcast, there was a guy that reviewed every episode while it was running named Miles McNutt. They talk about him every episode. They're just like, here's what Miles McNutt had to say.
Incredible.
And then eventually they did get to interview Miles McNutt. So
incredible.
maybe that'll be us with Jason. Who's to say? All right. Personal connections. I bopped to this song so hard despite knowing none of the lyrics. You see me in the car and I'm like, like, this
is why I shouldn't
turn off the main guy.
If it makes you feel better, Taylor also messed up the lyrics to this song.
It's so funny. I didn't know what she was saying. Now now that I've studied the lyrics, maybe I'll be able to sing some of them.
Some of it's really fast.
It's really fast, especially the bridge where I'm just like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's just vibes.
The vibes are immaculate, and that's what matters.
This song is just so funny and so real.
Yeah.
I love it. I washed my hands of us at the club. You made a mess of me. First of all, fellow hand washing girlies, rise up. I didn't have that in my notes. But if you know me, you know how often I wash my hands.
Often.
It's so often. I love this opener because it shows that she's trying to get clean of this relationship by going out and having fun and distracting herself with being with her friends. But he made a mess of her. Like, she can't. She's like, I washed my hands of you, but it didn't quite work.
Crying tears of mascara in the bathroom.
Yeah. I pictured you with other girls in love, then threw up on the street.
She's so fucking real for that line.
I love that because I have so many questions. Like, first of all, imagine someone like Taylor Swift throwing up in the street, and what has to happen after that? Like, does she make everyone sign NDAs? First of all. Second of all, if I throw up in the street, can I make everyone around me sign NDAs? And then, third of all, fourth of all, did she break her own NDA for the sake of this bop?
See, I don't think that she needs an NDA because she just has like a swarm of security guards around her. Also, like whatever club she's probably going to, probably like have a kind of built-in NDA vibe.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
She could also just own a street that we don't know about. That's like Taylor's Street, and
Well,
she just does. Nobody goes on it because she owns it.
Maybe.
Maybe
That's her street.
She's
She
just
threw up on
winding
it.
up. She's winding up her own driveway, but it's so long it feels like a street because she's rich.
Could be. Well, the other thing was Genius had this picture. I don't know when this happened, what it's from, et cetera, et cetera. But basically, there was a sign in Belfast City that had graffiti that said Taylor Swift boked here, which I guess is like slang for threw up. So it's possible that people did witness it.
That's true.
And they just said, you know what, girl? We get you.
Nobody
get
was
you.
fast enough to get a picture.
Which is honestly for the best. Anyway, that's a very funny line.
It is.
Like waiting for the bus that never shows. You just start walking on. New romantics. We wait for trains that just ain't coming. And then from the one, why did I say ain't? It's aren't, isn't it?
It is, but I wasn't going to correct you.
I gave a southern twang. And then from the one, I thought I saw you at the bus stop. I didn't though. So this reminds me of Fleabag season 2, which I won't go into because it's a huge spoiler as to why this reminds me of that. But the people that get it, they'll get it.
I don't get it. And I don't want to.
No, Kat can't watch Fleabag, but that's okay, even though it's brilliant. It's fine. All right.
Maybe I'll just read the screenplay.
You could actually, so I know someone that has it, like owns it. So, or I could just give you like a thorough, like one-man show version of it.
Yeah, I choose that one. I want that.
Patreon live stream next month. Abby does season 2 of Fleabag, one-woman show. Okay. They say that if it's right, you know. The thing about just like when you know, and like love at first sight.
It's the worst.
It's inherently kind of wrong because I feel like it's not that I don't believe in love at first sight and when you know, it's that so often at the early stages of a relationship, you feel like you know.
Yeah, and then you don't.
And you don't. So that's not true. Each bar plays our song. Nothing has ever felt so wrong. So obviously there's our song, her song, like the song that she wrote, our song. But I think that this could be referencing a couple of things. So it could be saying that like the bar is literally playing a song that either they wrote together or that she wrote. If we're talking about
you're
Taylor
at the bar
Swift.
and Exile starts playing.
That's literally in my notes. I wrote, okay, but imagine each club blasting Evermore. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I like that we both chose a Bonnie Bear duet. We both were like, I know what will make this funny.
Got bone on the brain. That's so funny. The brain cell has ping-ponged.
It has.
Wow, that's really funny. Anyway, so either they go to every club and it's playing a Bon Iver duet, or it's playing our song, or it's playing a song that reminds her of this relationship, or every single song reminds her of the relationship.
I feel like when you're in a like long-term relationship, especially, like you associate so many things with them that like, yeah, every bar is playing your song because every song, like, I think it's that every song reminds.
I think so too. But I just thought it was funny because of all the different interpretations. Actually, each club was definitely playing Exile.
So come on out.
But like with a beat. You know?
They're playing Exile featuring The Crowd live from the Eras tour.
Yeah, definitely. Then we get into this bop of a chorus where she goes, "Oh my, love is a lie," which is like, it's so peppy, but she's literally being like, love is a lie. Shit my friends say to get me by. I feel like at this point, I'm gonna use my F word. At this point, she has a very like fuck it mentality. She's like, oh my, love is a lie. Like whatever, I'm with my friends. It's fine. It's fun. They're saying all these things to try to make me feel better. I'm gonna pretend like I feel better, but I don't feel better. And
they ask you how you are, and you say you're okay, but you're not really okay.
That's literally so real, though. And I feel like the friends also know that she's not better, and they're just like, yeah, but love is a lie. He sucked, and like, you're so
it's
great.
fine. Love is a lie. You have your friends.
Right, and you're just like, totally.
You're like, yeah, love is a lie, and I'm going to be alone forever.
Yep. It hits different. It hits different this time. Then she goes into catastrophic blues. So the idea of like feeling the blues is feeling sad, but also Taylor talks about blue a lot. Losing you was like blue I've never known. Is that the lyrics? Something like that from the song Red. But then also like yours has been blue in Lover.
Yeah.
Where
my heart's been borrowed and yours
has been blue. I literally wrote it wrong in here.
I'm with you even if it makes me blue in paper rings.
There you go. I just like butchered so many lyrics in my notes. So anyone on the Patreon who reads my notes, I'm sorry. They're wrong. I made it up.
You know the vibes.
I made it up. Anyway.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I miss you, baby. Moving on was always easy for me to do. Like in the past, she wrote songs like I Forgot That You Existed. That's how Lover opens.
Yeah.
And then Midnight's closes, in some cases, with It's Different.
Yeah.
So the fact that like, I don't know, just going from I can forget you and it's fine, we're moving on, and this is just like, yeah, I can't get over this actually. This is going to be the worst thing ever for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It hits different because it's you. Like, oops, sorry, I hit you on accident.
It hits different.
Because it's me.
It's you. I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. And unfortunately, I go right into Cornelia Street with That's the Kind of Heartbreak Time Would Never Mend.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Ouch.
Second verse. It's different as the first. I used to switch out these Kens. I just got lost.
So good.
I can't not sing while I'm saying these lyrics. Anyway, she's blatantly calling her previous guys Kens. Like they're just these perfect, beautiful men that are basically the companion to her Barbie, which a lot of times people, like she does kind of give Barbie, I hate you again. I'm so sorry.
That one did hit different from the last one. Sorry, I'm going to keep making the joke.
It's okay. I'm going to try not to keep hitting you, but I'm just very enthusiastic.
And also, I feel like maybe my knee's over the imaginary center line.
Who knows?
Just tuck it in.
But I feel like, in a way, like she gives Barbie. Taylor gives Barbie. She tall and blonde and beautiful.
And she's a superstar.
Right. So then, like, I used to just switch out these Kens. It didn't matter. It didn't really hurt that much. Like, it hurt. I also think that in her current state, she feels like the last relationships were just like so easy in comparison because she's not there. Like we know all too well that she has suffered in the past. But this one, she's still just like, yeah, I used to switch them out and it was no big deal. But this one though, oof.
She's like, if I thought that heartbreak was bad.
Oh man, I got a big storm coming. Rip the Band-Aid off and skip town like an asshole outlaw. It's giving Getaway Car.
It is literally giving Getaway Car.
That is, I feel like, a direct reference to Getaway Car.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I used to just date someone pretty and then leave.
Yeah. And they just rip the Band-Aid off and things really abruptly and
that was it. And move on.
Like an asshole outlaw, like a cowboy like her.
Exactly, yeah. The other time Band-Aids are mentioned are in Bad Blood. Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. Freedom felt like summer then on the coast. So after previous breakups, the freedom, there was a sense of relief.
The bolter.
Yeah. But then now she's like,
She's like, oh no, is this what they felt?
Freedom doesn't feel too great right now. Anyway, in Gold Rush, the coastal town we wandered around has never seen a love as pure as it. And so now it's like, yeah, I'm free, but like I used to be free with you, and now I'm not. So that sucks. Now the sun burns my heart and the sand hurts my feelings.
So fucking real.
This has got to be one of my favorite Taylor Swift lyrics.
The sand hurts my feelings.
I want it on a shirt.
So me.
I want it so bad. I want to wear it to the beach each.
Ninky Minjaj.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just going to say me when my uncle died while I was at the
No,
beach.
truly. Because you're in this beautiful place, but you're just like grumpy.
I was like, the sand hurts my feelings because I should be happy and I'm not.
No, for real. It's like, man, I'm miserable, dude. The sand is personally attacking me.
Literally. And then like trying to clean off sand when you're drunk and crying.
Oh my, I can't even imagine.
I've been through a lot.
Wow. And I never don't cry at the bar.
Never don't cry.
At the bar. The way that I keep like half committing to singing it. This is a mess. I'm so sorry, guys.
Listen.
Oh, Lord.
Bear with us.
I never don't cry. It's a double negative. Every time she goes to the bar, she cries. And yet, she keeps on going. She's like, man, nothing's changing, but that's okay. I'm still going to do it, though.
Me in college.
It's real. It's real. Now, this could tie into This Is Me Trying, because she talks about like going to the bar, pouring whiskey, all that good stuff. It could also tie into cool summer. It's not cool.
Cool for the summer. Bam, bam, bam.
Yes, precisely. Cruel Summer with I Cried Like a Baby Coming Home from the Bar.
Oh.
That is also like at the end of this verse, she says, I slur your name till someone puts me in a car. And that also gives Cruel Summer to me. But then she says, yeah, my sadness is contagious. Like, it's so real because when you're around people, all you're thinking about is this big, terrible thing. And you're like, well, I'm either going to act like I'm not going through it and pretend, and they're going to know I'm pretending, or I'm going to bring the vibe down real low because that's all I'm thinking about. So I stopped receiving invitations.
That's so real.
It's so real. It's like, oh, man.
Because like, imagine you have like a friend that you're like not that close with, and every single time you guys go out and you're like, yeah, we're going to get lit. We're going to dance with some hot people. And then she's like, yeah. And then she has like 2 shots of tequila and starts crying. And you're like,
and I feel like we've all been that friend. We've all seen that friend.
it reminds me of the episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they have the like retreat at someone's cabin. And they're like, oh, we're going to find out what 6th Drink Amy is. And then 6th Drink Amy turns out to just be like crying Amy.
I need to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine again.
Me too. Maybe that's what I'll do next.
Also, I slur your name till someone puts me in a car. It reminds me of the song called Glue by Nat and Alex Wolf of Naked Brothers Band, who are opening for Billie Eilish right now, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Love that for them.
Isn't that wild?
It is.
Anyway, I like that song a lot. And the bridge of that song is, I swear I've said your name 30 times tonight. At this point, no one believes you're real. That's what that reminded me of.
I stopped receiving invitations is this is a perfect verse. This is a perfect, like, the story is so clear and like, you know the vibe, you know what's happening.
Right.
And you can like picture it perfectly.
And you can also, she's fully acknowledging that she's like, yeah, I'm messed up right now and I'm kind of miserable to be around, but like, I'm also miserable. So
take that.
She's being so brutally honest and then also having these like bits of humor in there because sometimes you got to make trauma a bit.
Exactly. The trauma to bit. I can't remember if we talked about it last week, but I realized I used to say it's either trauma or it's a bit, but it's actually a spectrum. And it starts as trauma and it ends up as a bit. And sometimes it can circle back around to trauma, but like it's on a sliding scale.
Dark humor is a way to cope.
Such as me
with such things.
Laughing 2 seconds ago.
Right.
Crying at the beach.
And the sand hurts my feelings.
The sand does hurt my feelings.
It's true. Yeah, I agree. It's a perfect verse. And I just love that reveal of like, I stopped getting invited out because I suck so much right now.
I won't stop crying. People stopped inviting me out.
We get the chorus again. It's the same. And then we get this bridge. So I find the artifacts, cried over a hat, cursed the space that I needed. Okay.
So real.
Who hasn't cried over a hat? It be like that. Or like some other random thing.
The Sabrina Carpenter lyric. You used a
fork
once. Turns out forks are fucking everywhere.
That's so real.
This is that in a different font.
Yeah. I also love how she calls it artifacts because that's like a piece of like something you want to preserve.
And it's like proof. It's like, here's an artifact of our love, this hat.
Yeah. Which comes back in later. She talks about evidence.
Yeah.
But it's like
she's proving like our relationship was real actually because hat.
Because hat.
Because hat.
Also, wait, in Welcome to New York, which she mashed this up with, there's that line about finding things in drawers, right? Or keeping things in drawers.
Oh, yeah. Took our broken hearts, put them in the drawers.
Yeah. So she like opened the drawer, saw a hat, cried about it.
Because she opened the broken heart drawer and then she went, oh no, my heart.
Yeah.
It's broken.
And I forgot about that TikTok sound. Wow. Throwback. For Curse the Space That I Needed, I can go anywhere I want, just not home.
And I think like that idea of like I used to just rip off the Band-Aid, skip town. So like she tried to do that and then she's like, oh no, I've messed up and now I can't undo what I did.
Like this is her home. She built a life with this person and now she's in that life without that person. And she's like, what?
Well, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. And the days go by. I was just seeing how far you would let me keep singing.
Because I just assumed you'd stop eventually. And you did, so it's fine. I didn't even know that was a song. I never even knew what that was referencing.
You thought I was just saying that?
No, like I knew it was a thing. I just assumed it was like a TikTok sound or something.
No,
what is it
from like the 80s.
Really?
Yeah. Wait, I gotta look it up. Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads.
Oh, it's a Talking Heads song?
Yeah.
Interesting. Today
you
I
may
learned.
ask yourself, how do I work this? Where is that large automobile? You may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Let in the days go by.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I know that song.
Yeah. I was like, how do you not know this?
I know that song. What? Okay,
That's
well,
the first verse. It's just a weird first verse.
I don't have time to.
Sorry, we don't have time to unpack all that. Back to the bridge.
Back to this bridge. I trace the evidence. Nope. One more time. I trace the evidence. Make it make some sense. Why the wound is still bleeding. The overthinker's conundrum. Yet again.
The overthinker's conundrum.
Like trying to trying to retrace the steps and figure out what went wrong. I can't speak English anymore.
And I also think it's like trying to retrace it and again like proving that it was real. And
Yeah.
that like because it's like it hurts so much more than normal. Why does it hurt so much more than normal? And then you're looking back and you're like, oh, because I was in love. Right.
Yeah. But I think that's something that like when you experience any sort of pain, heartache, whatever, and you're just like trying to make sense of it, you're just like, what even happened? How did I get here?
Yeah.
This is not my beautiful house.
This is not my beautiful wife.
This is not my beautiful hat. You were the one that I loved. Don't need another metaphor. It's simple enough. That's the line where like I literally just never knew what she was saying there, which is apt, I think.
Yeah.
Because I always knew it was, you were the one that I love. Never knew. Turns out, didn't have to.
You know, it's simple enough. And then she's like, don't need another metaphor. Straight to metaphor.
I love that because it's like kind of funny, but also she's like, I don't need like nothing. You don't need to know anything else. You were the one that I loved. That's it.
TLDR, you're the one that I love. And another thing.
And another thing, a wrinkle in time like the crease by your eyes. She was like, this is okay. I've moved, like, that's true. But also,
I mean, technically it's a simile and not a metaphor, but it's close enough.
Sorry. You know how I am with those.
Yeah. Well, I also messed it up, so I have to apologize. I got to return one of my degrees.
She could go on and on and on, and she will.
Yeah, she will.
So, a wrinkle in time, like the crease by your eyes. This could refer to a wrinkle in time. I looked up the summary. I immediately forgot it, and I didn't write it down. But I know it's a popular book.
Wait, it was also in
Yeah, it's in another one too.
Yeah, what song was that? I know it was the one that I covered.
It sounds like a Torture Poets Apartment situation.
I think it was a Torture Poet song, but I can't remember.
Genius also said she's still not over it and feels like she's stranded in the past as if there's been a wrinkle in time. So regardless of whether she's talking about the book, but we know that she loves to drop little literary references.
She loves a little lit.
Such as Easy A.
You mean the Scarlet Letter?
Oh yeah, I did. I was too busy.
To be fair, her friend was in.
I was thinking about Emma Stone.
Which is who Emma Falls in Love is about, allegedly.
Gosh,
so really,
this cinematic universe.
Get the red string. We're tying it together.
It's killing me right now.
You know what? I tied it back for you. Castle's crumbling.
Thank you. We finally made it there. This is why they shouldn't kill off the main guy. That's so funny. It's so true. But also it's kind of sad because like he was the main guy in her story.
Yeah. It's like what was my song last week? with the show.
You'd think I'd know. You'd think I'd know because I edited it.
Do?
What did we talk about? Oh, title tracks. We did
Torture Poets Department.
Yep.
But I've seen the show.
Yeah.
I've seen this episode and still love the show. Like that idea of like the main character. And like she's not the main character.
Yeah, she's not.
Or at least she's not the main guy.
So now she just feels aimless because the main character's gone. So like, who is she defending now?
Yeah. Oh.
Right? In Hoax, there's also you knew the hero died, so what's the movie for? It's just this horrible feeling. Dreams of your hair and your stare and sense of belief. This part's giving the Death by 1,000 Cuts bridge with my heart, my hip, my body, my love. In the good in the world, you once believed in me. Ouch. That hurts me personally. How dare you, Taylor Swift? How dare you? I actually didn't write any sort of commentary.
Yeah, no, because like that's just, my brain is just like,
because it hurts so bad.
TV fuzz.
There's so much anger and like sadness in that line.
Yeah, and it's such a like poppy, like fun song. It's just like, of all the things in the world, like you once believed in me.
Yeah.
But
now you don't. And you're gone. And you died. And
now, like Tinkerbell, she will die. If I don't get attention constantly, I will perish.
I need applause to live. That's a Glee quote.
Yeah. A gloat, if you will.
A gloat. That time when I met Andrew McGuire from Gleek of the Week, and I started off, I don't know why I did this. I was like, so what's the new Glee news? Why did I do that? But the thing is, like, he immediately was into it. I love you, Andrew McGuire. He was immediately just like, oh, well, glues. And he just carried on. And he was like, well, I just interviewed Kevin and Jenna. I'm like, of course you did. Of course.
Incredible, iconic.
Anyway, that's me meeting famous people. All right. And I felt you, and I held you for a while. I love how she's like, for a while. Like, she thought it was going to be forever. It wasn't. I got to do it for a while. But I could still melt your world. Argumentative, antithetical dream girl, which is what my shirt says. Also, this feels very much like I'm going to get you back territory. Sorry. I'm going to get you back. Where she's like, I could still do something. I could melt your world. I could do something. But he's the main guy and she's the manic pixie dream girl, which is a trope in a lot of movies. Less so now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I feel like it became a thing and then it was deconstructed and then it was just overly deconstructed and now it's just tired.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also giving, I'm the best thing at this party. I wouldn't marry me either. Yeah. Unfortunately. So.
Ouch.
Thumbs up for that. Then she goes into a third verse, and this one's like just really like softer than the rest of the song. I heard your key turn in the door down the hallway. Is that your key in the door? Is it okay? Is it you? That hurts me. That hurts me.
Last night, I heard my own heartbeat sound like footsteps on the stairs. From If This Was a Movie.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, this could be, he literally has the key to her apartment, or just talking about like the key to her heart, the key to her secret garden. Like, he has the key and she's like, is it you there? Like, are you still coming? Is everything okay? Did I make this up? Can we just be back together again?
You knew the password, so I let you in the door.
Yeah, that. And then we get, or have they come to take me away? Like, is it you, or am I being taken to the asylum?
Where they raised me.
Right. Yeah. And she talks a lot about being crazy going to asylum, especially on Torture Poets Department. So that's another thing that's interesting, where this last song is her saying, have they come to take me away? And then Fortnite opening with, they forgot to come and get me.
Yeah.
And I know that this isn't the last song on every album, but like, for the purposes of this connection.
It is.
And that's the song. Then she sings the chorus again. And she's sad, but she's bopping.
She is.
I have 2 discussion questions, and one of them is silly goofy.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever thrown up on the street?
Not on the street, I don't think.
Okay.
I've held somebody's hair back while they were puking on the street. It was Bailey.
I mean,
in college.
It'd be like that. Second question. Has the sand ever hurt your feelings?
Yes. We have clarified this already.
See, the bit was going to be that I was like, I have 2 questions. One is silly. Then they were both silly. But then it didn't matter because this whole episode's been silly. That's the vibe.
Just silly goofy.
Anyway, that's that. I don't have a hint song.
We didn't decide.
We don't know what we're doing.
Why don't we just decide really quick what we're going to do?
You could do If We Were a Movie.
I was thinking that if that was too on the head.
I don't have one at all for mine. So.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to say if we were a movie by Hannah Montana.
My hint song is Love of My Life by Harry Styles.
And yeah, thank you to people who have donated so far for our Cozy Cats and Kittens Rescue fundraiser giveaway.
Yeah.
Really long title.
Yeah. If you forgot or didn't listen to last week, all of the information for our fundraiser is going to be in the show notes and also on our Instagram.
In our TikTok, which is still there.
We still have TikTok.
We lost it for like 12 hours.
Yeah. It was pretty weird.
I have thoughts and opinions that I won't share about it on the podcast. But yeah, allegedly we're having it for at least 75 more days, and then who knows what's going to happen, but
who knows?
We'll be there till we can't be.
Yeah, so you can follow us on Instagram at Swiftlore Pod.
And on TikTok at Swiftlore Pod.
Wow. And thank you to our Swiftest tier patrons, Bethany M, September, Liam, and Ashley. You guys rock. You're the best, and we love you.
So, crispy high five?
Yeah, let's crispy high five it. Okay.
Crisp.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah,
Just
whatever.
to mix it up. A little funny, a little creepy.
That's me.